Number 10 is Beastars' second season. Beastar, a label granted to beasts who establish their superiority through combating unevenness to match carnivores and herbivores in an anthropomorphic animal community. Cherryton Academy has gone 5 years without one such leader. However, following the murder of an alpaca within the school boundaries, the growing tension between the different species poses a greater need for a Beastar to ensure peace and harmony. When Liuqi, the prime candidate for this prestigious role, rejects the offer and leaves the academy, the student council declares to honor any student who captures the culprit of the aforementioned murder as Beastar. Meanwhile, Legoshi's sense of duty as a strong wolf who must protect the weak pushes him to investigate the incident. To further complicate his life, he struggles to manage his complex feelings for the white rabbit, Haru. This anime has a unique mix of action and drama. Beastars Season 2 is entertaining to watch, balanced perfectly by the main and supporting cast of the anime. Number 9 is Tokyo Revengers. Takemiki Hanagaki's second year of middle academy was the most elevated moment in his life. He had regard, a crew of friends he could count on, and even a girlfriend. But that was 12 years ago. Today, he's a nobody, a washed-up non-entity made fun of by children and always forced to apologize to his younger boss. A sudden news report on the Tokyo Manji gang's cruel murder of the only girlfriend he ever had alongside her brother only adds insult to injury. Half a second before a train ends his pitiful life for good, Takemiki flashes back to that same day 12 years ago, when he was still dating Hinata Tachibana. After being forced to relive the very same day that began his downward spiral, Takemiki meets Hinata's younger brother. Without thinking, he admits to his seeming death before flashing back to the past. Takemiki urges him to protect his sister before inexplicably returning to the future. Miraculously, he isn't dead. Stranger still, the future has changed. It seems as though Takemiki can alter the flow of time. Given the chance to prevent his ex-girlfriend's tragic death at the hands of the Tokyo Manji gang, Takemiki decides to fly through time to change the course of the future. This anime has a clean and beautiful animation style and a likable main character. Number 8 is Nomad, Megalo Box 2. Megalo Box is an evolved form of boxing where contestants wear metal frames called gear. When the first ever Megalonia contest took place, Gearless Joe became its champion and was known to all as a legendary fighter. However, soon after, he lost an exhibition match against the second champion and vanished from the public eye. 7 years later, Joe now goes by Nomad and keeps a low profile, occasionally fighting in a few underground matches to get by. He is haunted by hallucinations and relies on a set of painkillers to numb his mind. During a match, Joe wins against an opponent, Chief, who purposefully loses for some extra cash from gamblers. Subsequently, Joe discovers that Chief is from a community of immigrants called the Kasa. Chief is gradually trying to make enough money to purchase the land where they live illegally. At first, Joe hesitates to get involved but eventually decides to lend Kasa a helping hand. The anime series provides a better glimpse at the underworld of Megalo boxing, where fights are often fixed and crime dominates. Number 7 is Fumetsu no Anata e. An orb, comprehended solely as it, is released to Earth to be watched from afar. Adept of altering layouts from beings whose mirroring it apprehends, it preferably evolves a rock and then, due to the rising temperature, moss. It does not move until one snowy day, a wolf at death's door, barely crosses by. When it takes the animal's form, it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts to wander with an unclear destination in mind. Soon, he comes across the wolf's master, a young boy waiting for his tribe to return from a paradise abundant with fish and fruit in the south. Although the boy is lonely, he still hopes those whom he holds dear in his memories have not forgotten him and that he will reunite with them one day. The boy wants to explore new surroundings and decides to abandon his home to find paradise using the traces his tribe left behind. But, with a heavily injured body and no sight of his elder comrades, what will become of the boy? Fumetsu no Anata e illustrates the story of an immortal being experiencing humanity, meeting all types of people in many places throughout time. This anime storytelling is great, which makes it the greatest anime. Number 6 is Liuqi Xuanwu Wopia. To save the citizens of Sheji Island and the quiet life here, Liuqi and his supporters Dabao and Shifa embark on a trip to the Xuanwu kingdom to find out the truth about his identity and a way to save the island. Waiting for them is more unknowns and adventures. Number 5 is ReZero Kara HAJIMERU Isekai SEIKATSU Second Season Part 2. After a rough yet effective speech by Oto Suon, Subaru Natsuki solemnly declares that he will complete it via this timeline and keep everyone he can along the route. The first step toward achieving this goal is to help Emilia work through her past, however, that is easier said than done. Feeling as if she has been lied to by everyone around her, it will be difficult for Emilia to trust anyone, even Subaru, her self-proclaimed knight. Zero Kara Hajimeru Isekai SEIKATSU Second Season Part 2 presents the culmination of Subaru's experiences with the sanctuary and its people, along with his unwillingness to give up hope on saving them. Number 4 is 86 Part 2. The disappearance of the Spearhead Squadron above the horizon accomplishes nothing but suppressing the power of the Republic of San Magnolia's ongoing propaganda. Vladilena Malais continues to operate as Handler 1, the commander of yet another dehumanized 86th Faction Squadron in the continuous war against the Legion. On the Western Front, Shingeki and his squad are quarantined in a military base controlled by the Federal Republic of Giant, formerly known as the Giantian Empire. The newly established government grants the saved 86 full citizenship and freedom. Housed by the President Ernst Zimmermann himself, the group meets his adoptive daughter and the last Empress, Augusta Frederica Adel Adler. However, within the calm of this tender society, Shinai and his team feel that their purpose is on the battlefield. Before long, they are once again amid the Legion's onslaught as a part of the Federacy's Nordlicht Squadron, accompanied by Augusta Frederica. But, as history repeats itself, they realize that no matter the side, death and pain on the front lines are the only comfort they know. The anime has amazing characterizations and visual presentation continues through to the second half of 86, becoming better throughout the show. Number 3 is Mushoku Tensei, Isekai Ittara Honki Dasu Part 2. After the bizarre Monocalamity, Rudeus Greyrat and his powerful learner Iresporius Greyrat are teleported to the Demon Continent. There, they team up with their newfound companion Raoard Supartia, the former leader of the Superb's warrior group, to form Dead End, a successful adventurer party. Making a name for themselves, the trio journeys across the continent to make their way back home to Fitowa. Following the advice he received from the faceless god Hitogami, Rudeus saves Kishirika Kishirisu, the great emperor of the demon world, who rewards him by granting him a strange power. Now, as Rudeus masters the powerful ability that offers several new opportunities, it might prove to be more than what he bargained for when unexpected dangers threaten to hinder their travels. This anime has a thrilling fantasy journey spanning a brilliantly designed world sprawling with intricately written characters, each of them overflows with nuanced personality and varied cultural backgrounds. Number 2 is Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season. Gabi Braun and Falco Grice have lived preparing their entire lives to inherit one of the 7 titans beneath Marley's management and help their country in eradicating the Eldians on Paradis. However, just as all seems well for the 2 cadets, their peace is suddenly shaken by the arrival of Eren Yeager and the remaining members of the Survey Corps. Having finally reached the Yeager family basement and learned about the dark history surrounding the Titans, the Survey Corps has at long last found the answer they so desperately fought to uncover. With the truth now in their hands, the group set out for the world beyond the walls. In Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season, 2 utterly different worlds collide as each party pursues its agenda in the long-awaited conclusion to Paradis' fight for freedom. The anime has incredible action scenes. Number 1 is Fruits Basket, the final. Hundreds of years back, the Chinese zodiac souls and their god promised to remain jointly permanently. Joined by this commitment, the possessed associates of the Soma household must consistently return to individually further beneath any events. Yet, when these bonds shackle them from freedom, it becomes an undesirable burden, a curse. As head of the clan, Akito is convinced that he shares a special connection with the other Somas. While he desperately clings to this fantasy, the rest of the family remains isolated and suppressed by the fear of punishment. Toru Honda, who has grown attached to the Somas, is determined to break the chains that bind them. Her companionship with the family and her friends encourages her to move forward with lifting the curse. But, due to confounding revelations, she struggles to find the tenacity to continue her endeavors. With time slowly withering away, Toru contends with an uncertain future in hopes of reaching the tranquility that may lie beyond all this commotion. Fruits Basket was lighthearted and fun, then grew more serious and dramatic as the season went on. Please like and share for more updates, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Comment top 10 video ideas that you guys would like to make a video about.